How y'all doing tonight? Finally a nice night to walk again. Kind of gone to looking like one of the coasts. All this rain the last week. Finally a nice day. It's getting cool out. You can tell it's fall. Anyway, enough about that. The meat of this video is going to be about, well, I'm just going to kind of talk randomly, I think, tonight. Well, there's one guy I'd like to really, a group of people I'd like to address here, the American Indians, indigenous people. Right now, well, there's a couple of guys that I really want to kind of bring to your attention. Joseph Cody, and this, he calls himself Two Braids, but, and, yeah, hence the name. But anyway, he's another guy. I'm friends with him on Well, I'm friends with Joseph Cody, the Native Conservative, and follow his channel. And then this other guy, Two Braids, he's called Native Americans for Trump. He's got a page that I'm an avid follower of, and he's good. These guys are really good. I really think they're bringing a good message to the Indian people, to the indigenous people, and they're Amerindian. And even though they like to use the term native, which I'm kind of not a big advocate for, but I can overlook that, I guess, in this regards. And I want to, I want to congratulate them on the job they're doing. I think they're bringing some very valid points to the indigenous peoples of America movement. They brought some things up I'd never thought of before. I mean, they've got history. They got their history down for sure. I mean, I didn't know about the Buffalo Soldiers, the Negro Buffalo Soldiers, until these guys came around. I had no idea about that. And I want to thank them for that. They're also aware of the plight of the men in the indigenous community are at, and how they've been emasculated. And in my opinion, this is going to be my opinion here, you can talk about all the genocide you want at the hands of the white man, the black man, and the Spaniard. You want to talk about that? That's great, and it should be brought up. I mean, there was when you do a thorough study of history, and you look at the native on native, or indigenous on indigenous, however you want to word it, the casualties and the wars fought amongst themselves, well, it kind of puts all of that in perspective, and makes it seem a little more, how would I say, there wasn't this deliberate attempt per se to eliminate the Indian people. But I'm just giving my opinion here. And also, what the left, the Democratic Party, just like with the Negroes, that was the worst thing to ever happen to the Amerindian people. That was the worst thing. Once they got put on the reservation, that was it. I'm sorry, that was when their downslide came. Just like when they started making ghettos in the US of A. You know, that's when the Negroes were kind of done. And they started in this slide into professional victimhood where they're kind of at today. I mean, in what other countries can you turn on the TV, see all these black people in professional sports, which is dominated by blacks now, the entertainment business, TV shows, have all these exclusive groups belonging to blacks only, black dating shows, Black History Month, BAT, and yet they say racism, white racism, is keeping them down. I mean, it defies logic, completely defies logic. But before I go on too much of a rabbit trail there, I just want to say that in my opinion, the worst thing to ever happen to the American Indian, as well as the Negro, was the leftist policies of the Democratic Party. That's when everything went went to shit for them. Went right the barrel and everything. They were done. They were done. And it's good to see that there are some people supporting Trump. And I'm really glad about that. As long as you don't expect Trump to be your savior. You know, as long as you don't expect Donald Trump to be your Lord and Savior, your white Jesus of sorts. Put him in perspective. He's pretty much a figurehead, but you know what? He's a start. That's all I can say, as well as for the black people. But with that, I want to just kind of commend these guys and say, keep up the good work. And with that, I think I'll conclude this, wrap it up. Have a good night.